Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you. What's up? You like that? You really like that? Let's shut up and grind some tape. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on another fabulous Monday morning over here. We got another film study coming up for you guys with quarterback from Ole Miss, Jaxson Dart. This is the third quarterback we've done, Jonathan. And this series, it's not taking off like I want to, but we're going to still hammer it out, all right? And because I'm enjoying it, honestly. I'm enjoying studying these guys at a further clip. You know, I watch a lot of these, especially a guy like Jaxson Dart, studied a good bit over the years. But when you go into a study specifically studying one individual, you learn far more about him than you do just going studying a team. Obviously, that makes sense, right? And one thing I got to say, after watching three of these guys now and studying them really, really in depth, this draft, Jonathan, it might lack star power. It does not lack competitive character at the position. Every single one of these guys that we've studied lately, and Jackson's going to check this box off tremendously, they're going to compete their, for lack of a better term, balls off in these football games every time for you, all right? Almost to a fault to some extent. Some of these guys extend a little bit too much, and extension and creation becomes turnover-worthy plays really, really quickly if you're not careful. We're going to show you some of that, but man, I really did. Every single one of these guys, I find myself liking them a little bit more and more the more I study them. And let's talk about the pros with Jaxson, okay? First and foremost, anybody that starts for 3 years under Lane Kiffin, all right, I know for a fact that guy's had really, really extensive high-level football conversations with a high-level football brain. That's what Lane Kiffin is, okay? So I understand coming into the professional football ranks, he's going to understand and be able to talk and diagnose zone coverage particularly, right? That's Lane's, specialty, if you will. So that's first and foremost. I also love that this is a very thick individual. He is 6'3", he's 230 pounds. So though he does put himself at tremendous amounts of risk during these clips and during the game of football and with his style of play, big enough to take it, all right? I love his ability to layer the football, Jonathan. But major negative here, all right? There's a reason this guy's completed 64% of his balls in his career, despite the fact that about half of his completion, I wouldn't go that far, about 35% of his completions are at near or behind the line of scrimmage in the collegiate screen game that we know does not translate to professional football, at least at that number of high rates, right, in terms of completion. So there are some inaccuracies that show up. Now, we're going to show you one of his best career games against Duke. And even in this football game, a game in which I believe he completed 77% of his balls in this one, there are some inaccuracies. There are some balls fluttering on him, and we'll show you why. We got a saying around here, let's shut up and let's grind the tape. Probably the longest and most extensive intro I've done so far on these quarterbacks. We also got a couple more rules around here if you're new to the network. I'm Brooks Austin, the director of recruiting for Sports Illustrated. If you learned anything about your favorite football team, Ole Miss fans today, you got to subscribe. Any of you fans interested in drafting Jaxson Dart, if you learned anything about the game of football today, you must subscribe. And if you have any fun today, you must subscribe. Appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure you go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. I know most of the folks watching this today are probably one of our, 46,000 subscribers on this here network. If that's you, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button today. Appreciate you. If you're new, we're going to earn that thumbs up by the end of it. Let's take a look at this. First and foremost, my original take, just a screenshot thought. Don't be complaining about first-round playoff games being blowouts. Don't complain about any playoff game being a blowout, because it could be this shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want another one of these? Y'all want the Orange Bowl to be one of these, all right? Because it very well could be the damn Cheez-It Bowl if you're not careful, all right? So don't be out here complaining about extra playoff games that matter. All right, one thing I do love about this football player, Jonathan, he is big enough and athletic enough to do this, and I am willing. All right, I am willing to do this with him as a football player. I'm willing to run him. Now, here's my one question. All right, we're going to look off this read to the tight end, and we clearly see this second bender is opening to us, right? On the NFL level, these decisions have to be made. These balls have to get out. We have to rip these things, all right? I would imagine we do have a clean enough pocket in this screenshot right now to throw this football. Let's watch it from the tight, and you can probably understand why he moves off of this. Now, when we watched a couple other guys, right, like Cam Ward might have the athleticism to extend off of these things, but he tends to do so backwards, all right? Shador, we already labeled him a mediocre athlete that probably doesn't. He just needs to eat sacks is what we talked about with him. What I love about Jaxson and what you're going to see on this study, he's going to step up through the smoke. Even if he does click off of a read or turn down a ball that might have been thrown like this one, we can debate about it if you want. I love that we go north and south, we go physically, we pull the ball down, we get active and aggressive vertically through these pockets. We do not go backwards, all right? The pocket is dirty, guys. I would love for our feet to get set up right now and rip this right now. I would, all right? But this 3-tech has already beaten our guard, and we're about to get whipped or about to get pressure anyway. So I love that we pull it down. And, by the way, Jonathan, what do? We pull it down with two hands. Pull it down with two hands the entire time, running through the pocket, run through an arm tackle, all right, lower our shoulder on the nickel and the outside linebacker. We stay on script, you know what I mean? I think that's what he's good enough to do, even on the NFL level. I think he's good enough to turn sacks into net neutrals, right? Turn negatives into net neutrals. That's good enough for me with regards to his legs. Let's go to play 5. Yeah, see, he's going to keep you, this is what I say, he's going to keep you neutral on busted plays. I think they're working a bubble to the top right here, but he's getting an absolute whipped right tackle from a speed rush. So this window to throw this bubble is getting real cloudy right now. So what are we going to do? We're going to pull the football down, and we're going to keep our offense as a net neutral. Now, this is a 5-yard gain in college football. I'm calling them net neutrals on the NFL. I do think that's the difference, right? I think this guy's a 4.68 guy, 4.72 guy, maybe. I'm calling him both thicks. That's my player comparison for Jaxson Dart. I really do. I think he's about 85% about as athletic and twitchy as Bo Nix, and about 15% bigger. Okay, both thicks. That's where we're going with Jaxson Dart. What, Mike to the face. What do we feel about the comp of both thicks right here?
I like the idea of it. Both thicks, though. Might have to tweak it up a little bit. Both thicks is.
I mean, we just spell it with 2 X's.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
I'm with you then.
Both thicks.
All right.
We ain't got to spell it T-I, you know, how do you spell it? T-I-T-H-I-C-K-S? Football brain. 2 X's. Put it on the back of it. Both thicks.
I'm with you.
I like it. See, I mean, he ain't, you know, Bo's got that, that's why Bo was a 5-star. But even as a thrower, too, Bo's got that, Bo threw a 90-yard touchdown this year for the Broncos. A little skinny, bang 8, threw it right in between 2 defenders, 5-star arm. I think this is a 4.25-star arm, all right? I think it's a 4.25-star athlete when he takes off, too, but he's thick, especially from them lowers, guys. It's a 230-pound, 6'3" athlete. Hey, I think he's not a crazy arm. I don't think he's got one of these, you know, 5-star chooches, all right? But he's good enough. All right, he throws a nice catchable football, all right? It's a good look at the stroke from the backside. Oh. It's a good look at the throwing motion right here. All right, so we're going to slow these down to the right and to the left. All right, so watching him throw one arm side, watching him throw one front side, okay? When he's in this motion right here, when he's got that little half hitch off the RPO read, one of those right there, I think his lower half mechanics and his sequence, if you will, is really, really well tied. I do think, however, when you move him off the spot, we have a tendency to overstride a little bit right here, okay? I do think this is a Jaxson Dart issue especially when we work to our left. We have a tendency to overstride off of that midline, and they really make our arm fight the whole way. When we're off this half hitch setting, right, put the ball in the back, give it one little half hitch, I feel like his base is really, really solid. If I'm throwing at you, he steps slightly off the midline, sequences his lower half, and allows his body to turn and be a rotational thrower. I do think sometimes, however, we lose that down-to-down consistency with our mechanics when the pocket gets muddy, all right? One of the many reasons we are a 64% completion percentage, but that thing comes out pretty well right there, right? I think he's good enough. I think we get way too caught up in, ooh, does he have Josh Allen's arm? Guys, you watched that game last night, and since I brought this up to you about Mahomes, of the 30 passes he throws every single day, how many are throwing 105 miles an hour?
Very few.
2 or 3?
Yeah, maybe.
2 or 3? Most of them are wow, man, he layered that ball in. Oh, wow, he got there. You know what I'm saying? It's touch, it's accuracy, it's timing, it's decision making. It's all those things far before it's, oh, wow, he Craig Kimbrelled that football in there. Cross-referencing the sports is crazy right there. But I love this about him, and I love this about this class. I really do. I love this about this entire class. The competitive character is on display with all of these guys. They are tough SOBs, these 3 dudes that we studied. And the guy who dodges contact is going to stick out like a sore thumb in this for us, Jonathan. The guy who's in the pocket, he's like, and kind of does one of the, get the hell out. He's going to be DNT. He's going to be a do not touch for us because these guys are competing their nuts off. Watch this right here. I love this from him. We got a free rusher late, okay? And we got man-to-man coverage, all right? We know it. We know we have man-to-man coverage, all right? And we know we're going to get pressured here. They have a bunch of bodies in the box on us. We got flat shoulders, eyes on. Flat shoulders, eyes on. Flat shoulders, eyes on. The box is heavy. We are going to get it. We also know we have our tight end leaking late with a safety over the middle of the field. All right, so if we get this on top, we're probably going to get a winner from our tight end, but we're going to have to hold the football, most likely take a hit doing so right here. I love this about all of these guys in this class, and what a tremendous touch ball right here over the underneath defender, the linebacker who's beat. He's going to stand in, dude. He's going to stand in every single time. There's no float on this guy. You know what I haven't seen from him, Jonathan? I haven't seen one of these, I'm going to spin out the back. I haven't seen any of that, all right? Very little of that on the tape when nowadays I see so many guys floating out of pockets. Nah, dog, step up in it, rip a strike, just like that. Boom, that's a dot. But, Jonathan, career 65% thrower. And again, an offense that Lane Kiffin's going to give you 7 to 10. Here you go, buddy. You're going to start the game 7 for 7 on the play sheet. The rest of the 24 attempts, all right, how good are we? So if we go 65%, we ain't doing so well in that 12 to 24 attempts or 24 attempts a game that are on us to be an accurate decision maker. So this is one of those ones, all right? We've got pre-scoring right here working on a corner route. All right, he's going to get man-to-man coverage again against this nickel who is now outside. He's going to be in trail technique. Now, the one place I should say we cannot miss this football is low and flat. All right, if we miss this low and flat, we have the ability to undercut it and get it intercepted. All right, if we miss anywhere, we want to miss high and away from the underneath defender. All right, that's the situation that we have right here from Jaxson Dart. All right, this is what I'm talking about with the lower body mechanics. All right, we missed this short and inside, and the reason being, I think we're a little bit open to this. I think are a little bit too far off the midline right here from Dart. All right, our front foot's right here pointed this way. We're trying to throw this out here, and if anywhere, miss it up this way. All right, putting too much on our arm, and that ball flails on us and gets undercut by the DB. Now, I am nitpicking, okay? I am nitpicking. But how else do we look at some of these guys that are 74% completion percentages and you're 64%? This is where it's left off, right? This is where we miss. I mean, he completed 77% of his passes in this game. This is one of the 4 misses. Why did we miss here? Well, I do think we have to be perfect with our lower body when we're making 35-yard throws for Jaxson Dart. The Cam Wards of the world don't. The Pats don't. Maybe that's why you draft those guys. That's why we talk about these elite arm talents, because some of these guys have to be perfect with their lower body mechanics and their eyes and their feet, okay, to be 70% completion percentage guys, especially on those intermediate to deep passing games, okay? Very, very, very special layering of the football. I do think this guy, anywhere in here, Jonathan, all right, vertical seams from tight ends, all right, any curls from number one wide receivers, any digs, all right, any type of whip return, anything in this intermediate area. I think this guy's tremendously accurate, and he layers the football really, really well. It's those driving routes, those corner routes outside the numbers, those comeback routes outside the numbers, those big developing backside posts. Okay, some of those I do question, all right, the down-to-down consistency of, all right, but these balls right here, the ability to layer it over an underneath defender in zone coverage and get it back down before the safety gets to him, I do think this guy can rip these balls, all right? I think he has the confidence to do this on a consistent basis. Right? That's a Sunday throw, by the way, guys. Throws that, and what some people get caught up in what Sunday throws. To me, there's a variety of different ones, right? But one of the Sunday throws is throwing a football that does not look covered or doesn't look open, right? Having the confidence to know that I can put a ball somewhere where, all right, I'm gonna elevate it up and get it back down, or I'm gonna have my guy jump up and put it in a spot where only he can get it, or I'm gonna throw it over this defender, up underneath this defender. They're not just the one where, you know, hey, we got a go ball and we dropped it into a bucket 45 yards downfield. That's a dime, all right? But some of these guys can really, really layer the football as well. We're in lower power mode, so we're having our iPad lock on us, Jonathan. I got Hey Yod on my notes right here. It just says, good look at the stroke. All right, we get it from the left side here. We saw it arm side a little bit earlier. We see this little half hitch drop right here. I love how he gets comfortable in these. And when he's comfortable in his drop, I do think the mechanics provide for a ball to really jump out of his hands. Let's watch the ball in full speed right quick, and you'll see, okay, good placement, good rip. All right, the ball is tight. Let's watch the mechanics. All right. That's it, right? Front knee, not completely extended, right? We still got some bend in that front knee. All right, we got that left hand nice and tight on our chest. There's very little head movement here. Let's watch the head. I don't want to see your head floating or leaning when we're throwing, meaning I don't want to rise, all right, and I don't want to move off of that midline. We're losing energy every time we do. Let's watch the head right here, okay? Nice and flat and still, ball jumps right into the proper place. Again, when we're nice and smooth in our drop and we're consistent, we're confident, I do think the ball is plenty lively because our mechanics are clean. Now, I don't know what zone coverage Duke is running right here. Manny Diaz is out here just throwing everything in the world at this Ole Miss football team. But this is what I open with. I trust the ability to have high-level conversations about zone coverage with these coaches that he's going to talk to during the process, because he's been sitting down with Lane Kiffin for 3.5 years now since he transferred from USC. And, it's a Clay Helton, USC staff, never mind. But anyways, transferred over and been talking to a certified ball knower and a guy that's been talking zone concepts for a very long time. So they're going to flood this zone right here at the top of the screen into the boundary, and watch not where Jaxson Dart's receivers are, but look at where his eyes are, okay? And we'll show you this from the tight. He has the ability to really study and stare at zone defenders, all right? What is required to find the winners, all right, on the next level really, really quickly. Because it's one thing, all right, once we get the playbook and understand what our guys are doing and where they're going to be, and we have the rapport with the wide receivers to know where they're going to be at and to depend on them to be where they're at, we have to start studying what the defense is doing to us in live action. So we start looking at these defenders. Our eyes right now as a quarterback are right here on this nickel defender. The moment he looks or gears down on that tight end right there, we're clicking off. As you can see, Jaxson Dart is now reading this curl, all right? It's where our eyes are as a quarterback that let me know how developed our processes are against zone coverage. You can really see it from the tight. Put us back in two there, Jonathan. All right, look, boom. We're staring right here. We're not looking at this tight end. We're staring right here. Does he condense on this tight end? Boom. Right now we know, already onto the curl. All right, when our brain and our mind is starting to work that quickly because we played 42 starts, this is why guys value experience at the quarterback position, okay? Boom, and I also love this. Where's that ball miss? We're gonna miss away from that inside nickel defender. Okay, we want to lead that guy away from his biggest threat. I do see some turn downs every once in a while. His turn downs aren't as catastrophic as everybody else's because he can get vertically through pockets and pick up 3 or 4 yards. But we should be picking up 16, 17. I think we actually get all the way back to the check down right here. But we're looking left. Why are we clicking off already? We're looking left right now on 1st and 10. Coach gave us the hitch right here to Caden Lee against soft zone coverage. Looks like they're playing quarters. Rip the football right now, get it out. We don't. We click all the way over. We step up into the pocket, all right, and we rip the check down. I'm okay with that, all right? I'm okay with the results. I don't love the process when we're applying it to the next level, right? Because on the next level, 1st and 10, Coach gave us an answer. Buddy, rip the shit right now. We got to go. We got to play on script and on schedule because we might have gotten trap coverage over here on Sundays. We might have an underneath defender walking up underneath our check down, going back to the other side, right? You know what I'm saying? So we don't always want to risk it. When we get an answer early, take it right now. But I love that we stepped up through this pocket, Jonathan. I love that we got speed rush from our right tackle. We didn't go back out. We stepped up in, got to our check down right now. Watch this, okay? Right tackle's getting beat. Don't bail. Step up where the grass or where the smoke or where there's actually space to be provided. Get the ball out, rip it to your check down. And guess what? They pick up a 1st down. Now they're 1st and goal. I've been praying to the football gods above. Lord, please send me an inside linebacker that drops into his hook curl zone and finds the deep over, gets up underneath it, and runs with it unmanned coverage. Lord, please send me him. Number 40 or whoever the hell this is over here from Duke is indeed him. All right, we finally got one, boys. Watch this man right here. He's going to find him one. All right, downset hut. We got a little play action. Oh, we got the bender from pre-scoring. Oh, find it, run up underneath it. Oh, yes, sir, Lord. Yes, sir, Lord. This guy going to play on Sundays. I hope so. I hope this guy right here play on Sundays because the football God sent me one. And guess what? They denied a football. They denied a football right here from Jaxson Dart, forced to check down. Yes, sir. Left it on the notes because I love it. I love it. Yes, sir. Can we find information on number 42 from Duke, Jonathan? I want to send him a certified ball knower shirt. That's what I want to do. I want to send number 42 a certified ball knower shirt because we finally did it. Oh, my God, look at the eyes and the discipline. Oh, we came here to study Jaxson Dart. We found out about 42 from Duke. He wants to rip that so hard. This, man, put us in 2 right quick, Jonathan. I don't love this. I think this is why we're a 64% completion percentage guy. Watch him. Watch his lower half. Watch him get panicky and way too open. Oh, man. Even if we do throw this ball to pre-scoring right now that we want, all right, look where our base is. Our base is way left of target, right? We have no ability to really slam onto that front side. We want to open and get off the midline, right? We want to step here, all right? We don't want to be stepping closed off, throwing onto our front side, but we don't want our front side fully open. We got nothing to slam onto. We have no ability to throw that force onto anything and close it, right? We're too open. So even if we were to get to this, I don't love it. What's number 42's info?
It's Kendall Johnson. He's a redshirt freshman this year. He's 6'3", 223.
Oh, he's league bound, baby. Redshirt freshman doing that? League bound. 6'3", 220? Yes, sir. We're keeping tabs on you, baby. We're keeping tabs on you. Where's he from?
I believe Maryland.
Ooh, he's a DMV kid?
Yeah, from Quincy Orchard.
Ooh, never heard of it, but he playing ball right now. Let's go to play 27. I got it as a 4.65. You tell me. 4.65, 4.72 range. Probably won't run the 40. We're going to have to guess the film measurement. Put it in 2 so the family can really get a good read of this right here. And y'all guess. Give me a good guesstimation of the level of twitch that we've got here from both Icks. All right? I'm going to call it about a 4.69. Nice.
Yeah, that's like 4.7.
You know who he is? You know how Luka gets to his spot somehow? That's how Jaxson be doing it as a runner. He is Luka Doncic of the scrambling ability. He just finding a way. You know what I mean? Like, how does this old man get to his spot every time? All right, you're too veteran to miss this, in my opinion. Okay? Too veteran to miss this. Let's see what happens here. I can't quite remember. All right, yeah. All right, we're getting zeroed right here. It's 2nd and 12, I believe. All right, we're in an automatic passing situation. We have a bunch of guys walked up on the line of scrimmage. So if all of these guys come right now, we know as a quarterback, we're not going to be able to block all of them. So we are automatically hot, meaning we need to know where our check down is in case all of these guys come. That's the very first thing. We take our drop and we know, okay, 3-step drop, they all actually came check down. That should be the end of the story, period, point blank. Especially, I mean, this guy played 42 games, 40 plus some odd games in college football. If we're not going to spin out and make this guy miss, which I think he tries to do here, all right, he tries to actually step up. I prefer that over the spin out. All right, we know who we are. That's what I love about this guy. I think he knows who he is. I think Shedeur still thinks he's something that he's not. You see him trying to spin out of things, trying to make guys miss and juke and stuff. Buddy, you want to be Tom Brady. That's what I think you want to be. I think you should be. I don't think you should try to be Joe Burrow. You see what I'm saying? I think this guy knows what he is, and it's a vertical, get up in the pocket guy. However, we got to hit our check down right here, man. There's no way we should be missing this. We should be in a 3rd and 4 instead of a 3rd and 20. Right now. We should be aborting the fake. The ball should be thrown right now. Oh, he almost gets out of it, though, doesn't he? He's so big. Both thicks. I think, hey, you haven't studied this guy, all right? What are you thinking midway through now? What are your Jaxson Dart thoughts there, Jonathan?
I'm kind of sitting on my original thought of I saw it like late 1st round, maybe early 2nd round pick right now. Like a good guy to, like, if you want to take a stab at somebody, this would be the one to do it.
Okay. It's 3rd and 20 because we took a bad sack. Okay. Duke's going to give us the same look. They're going to walk it up on us. All right. Guess what Lane's going to do? Lane's going to call quarterback draw. Come on, baby. Go pick it up, Jaxson. Go pick it up, Jaxson. And guess what we do? We pick up a 3rd and 20. And we dive at the end. I love this class's competitive character. I really do. I love the way that these guys fight, and they clearly, all clearly love ball. Man, they love ball. You can tell by the way that they play it that they love ball. Cam Ward might not care about ball, but he loves ball. He might look like he don't care about ball, but he loves how good at ball he is. I can guarantee you that. All right? Shedeur Sanders loves football. You can tell by the way that he competes. This guy loves football. You can tell by the way that he competes. I love the competitive character of this class, man. I really do. I don't know if they're going to have an all-pro. I don't know if we've got a transcendent organizational changer in this bunch. I don't know that. But I know that they're going to play hard while they're in there. I do know that. You know what you ain't going to see from any of these 3 guys? Never in your life would you see these 3 guys tap their helmet. Never. Oh, this is, at this point, I guess it's 1:15 at this point in the middle of the night, studying this one, and this is when I sold the Bo Thicks theory, okay? Because we saw that scramble right there, and then we see this, okay? Not a lot of wiggle to the man, all right? Not a lot of wiggle to the man. Bo has some of that. It's that whoo, right? That almost like a white Michael Vick in college at some points. Just extending. Oh, my God. Oh, please don't do that bad. Touchdown. You know what I mean? This guy doesn't have that. Much more downhill, okay? I really like that. I'm more sold into the Luka comparisons. It's a Luka Doncic at quarterback is what this is. See what I mean? He ain't got like a whole bunch of, he ain't going to give you the full sauce. He's just going to give you a little wiggle and then try to run through you. An absolute dog, so says the notes. An absolute dog right here. What do we got? Oh, yeah. He has no fear of taking shots. Now, this might look like a turnover-worthy play to some people. I want this on Sundays too. I do. Because this tight end that is leaking, that's got a one-on-one 50-50 shot, we pay that guy to win too. Just like last night with the Josh Allen throw. I paid Dalton Kincaid to make those plays, honestly. I do. Yeah, I pay Josh Allen to mystically know that they're bringing blitz and I should check out to the swing on fourth down. I know we do that too, but I also pay the tight end to make an incredible play. I pay you to do this. If my quarterback's going to compete like this, I hope you can win on the other end too. I wouldn't shy away from this stuff, and I think that's what made Sean Payton's decision to draft Bo Nix so incredible. He saw all those turnover-worthy plays of throwing back left side or doing it. He saw those almost as like, hey, my guy's competing. I'm not going to coach that out of him. If he's going to give my guy a chance to win, that's what we drafted him to do. Give our team a chance to win. You know what I mean? So I love this from guys like, I love seeing that we're willing to, all right, I know I'm getting hit. I know right now as I set my back foot, I know I'm going to get hit. That's okay. I'm not going to worry about spinning out of this pocket. I mean, we threw it before Aid even got out of his break right there, Jonathan. We're chunking this thing up right now. I love this. Now, yeah, can the safety make a play on Sundays? Yeah, but so can our tight end, man. So can our guys. It's another shot of it right here. I love quarterbacks that I don't think this guy's ever going to bail out of pockets. I don't think this guy's ever going to be scared to give his guys an opportunity to compete. I really don't. He's going to stand in there as long as it takes to get what he's got to get, right? We got this concept right here going. And with the play action fake and the threat of the quarterback's legs have brought down this defender. So all we got to do is hold the ball long enough for 11 to get clear, and we do exactly that. Watch this from the tight, man. I want to see guys be willing to compete, man. I want to see guys be willing to hold the football long enough, as long as it takes. I don't want to see you hold it too long. I want to see you hold it as long as it takes, right? And be willing to take the repercussions of what happens after that. I really do think, Jonathan, he saved his best for last. I talked to an Ole Miss coach late last night. I said, hey, what do you think Jaxson Dart's best football games are? And it was 2023 LSU, this year against Georgia, and this football game right here. I think he played some of his best football right here to close his career, man. Some dots in this game. I think he's also an extender and creator. Now, there's a very fine line on Sundays between when you go from being an extender and a creator to being Will Levis. We got to toe that line, and we got to be on the left side of that line. We can't be on the Levis side of that line. All right, we have got to be an extender and a creator with good situational awareness and good understanding where people are around us and a good option or understanding where our options are, but we cannot be on the Will Levis side of this thing. I think this is the extender and the creator side of these things, and I'm going to show you a clip later of some Will Levising, all right? But we got to be on this side of the creator, right? We got to be on this side of the, hey, man, he really can do some fun stuff when all of it breaks down. He can play outside of the framework is what we call this right here. Okay, left tackle's getting beat. We're going to give a nice little touch pass, give our running back an opportunity to make a guy miss what is normally a sack. What we have seen on this channel be a sack this week, all right, studying these quarterbacks, is now a first down because we had the creativeness to do so. I think when I told you a little bit earlier, when our lower half gets rattled, I think we have a tendency to make real bad decisions. We're trying to work pre-scoring over here on a very similar concept that we had a little bit earlier, all right? We have an underneath defender that's going to drop up underneath it, all right? And watch what happens when Dart's lower body decides he's doing this, okay? Lower body has decided that we're doing this, and we let it rip, all right? But we float, man. We float. Now, we do have pressure this way. All right, but look at how our body is leaned right here, especially our upper body, right? Our upper body's kind of working back left, all right? And now we're fighting that whole arm side. Our arms got to make all that room up. And guess what we don't have, Jonathan? We don't have a 1%er. We don't. We are not one of those, all right? So we've got to be clean. We've got to be firm in our core and in our body. If we have any of this and we're relying any bit on our arm, we're going to flail this football, right? I do think this isn't I don't think this is a terrible decision. But if we're going to make this ball, if we're going to make this throw, it's got to be thrown away and violent enough to beat this underneath defender, and it floats on us. This is why you're going to see questions about this guy's arm talent and strength, because our body and our mechanics almost have to be perfect. We can't catch up with it. There are no muscle up throws from Jaxson Dart, I don't believe. Let's another look at it right here. Just want to see it one more time. All right, let's watch it from the tight here. I think we're working up and left a little bit, okay? I think we're working up in our motion, in our delivery, and I think we're working off the midline just a little bit left. We showed you that clip earlier, Jonathan, of him really, really keeping his head still, okay, keeping that front side left firm, all right, and working through it and allowing our backside to collapse on that front side or really work against that front side. Watch this right here. Watch the head first, okay? Watch our head move up and down throughout this stroke. We're going to go down and then back up. Okay, and we're working back left, okay? So we go down and then back left. See us leaning on our left side right here? All right, now that's a great football. It's a great delivery. But even in this half hitch right here, I think towards the end of the game, started losing some of our mechanics just a little bit. See, instead, we did get a toe pop, though. Ripper. This is what you draft from this guy, though. This is what I draft. This is a dot with a shot, okay? It's a dot with a shot. We're going to throw a dot and take a shot right here. I love it. Now, let's see if we've coached you up enough, Jonathan. What do we got from the defense right here? Man. Yeah, we do. We got the linebacker traveling out with the running back, so we know right now we've got man coverage, all right? And we also know they're rushing 4, and their 4 versus our 5 have been whipping our ass all night tonight. So we're going to have to get this ball out relatively quickly. He likes the matchup of his tight end, number 8, stepping up on the toes of that safety and running what we call here on this network the field fade. Okay, we're going to run a fade to the corner of the end zone, or the front pylon, all right, to the field. Love this from Dart right here. We take the shot at the end of that, and look at the ball placement. Boink. All right, it's a tremendous football and a tremendous, job standing in there, taking the shot, knowing you're going to get hit, all right, and delivering a strike. Doesn't get much better there. And then we get a tight window zone throw right here, Jonathan. We get a ripper. Doink. Yeah, buddy. Now, this is 1st and 10. So 1st and 10, I would probably, if I'm really, really harping, I see a bunch of this body language, right? Buddy, check the ball down, okay? Check the ball down. But everybody and their mama been talking shit about Jaxson Dart's ability to throw the football, all right? At least that's his mind thought going into this. My last college football game, about to go to the NFL draft, nobody thinks I can rip the football. That's a rip. That's a rip right here. That's a rip right here. And then this one right here, all right? Again, I do think there's some cue to this guy. You know what I mean? There's a ton of it. There's a ton of, you don't believe in me, I'm about to show it to you. All right, this is the last college football game, and we're going to see him complete 77% of his footballs for 400 plus yards, beat the shit out of Duke, and in the middle of the 3rd quarter, he's going to do this. Okay? I don't think he threw this because he always throws this ball, Jonathan. I think he wanted to prove a little point right here, because this is the same throw that everyone else is going to get mystified and glorified about. We're going to plant our feet at the backside 40, and we're going to throw this backside post for a damn near tud right here while taking a shot, okay? This is why, again, on this channel, I want to know, is the arm big enough? I don't need the arm to be huge, all right? I need everything else to be down to down great. I need the arm to be big enough. Can you do stuff like this every once in a while? Because I'm not designing my offense off 60-yard concepts. That's not what we do. It's not what football is about. Football is about winning within the first 3 seconds of the snap. Okay, it's not about this. This is 4 or 5 plays a game. Can we be super special in those? All right, this is good enough. Ball even ducked on him a little bit. And then you see this. At this point, I was like, I might be into this just a tad. Might be into this just a tad. Watch this one, Jonathan. Step up through the smoke. Know where my tight end is. Okay? We're going to flip it out to him, and he's going to run for a big first down. Now, I think this gets called back. I don't really care. I love that we've got this type of situational awareness. I think we got an illegal man downfield right here from the center, but it's definitely not an illegal forward pass. We're throwing it behind us. All right, it's the same stuff that we love about Cam Ward. All right, I love that Cam Ward does super ecstatic things, all right, or exciting things when the play breaks down. I love that about him. I love that we have the situational awareness to know where everyone's at, all right? That's an elite athletic trait in my mind, knowing, all right, that guy's going to be right there. That's an elite athletic trait. And to know, all right, we're going to put it on. And guess what? It's not just quarterbacks. Travis Kelce's got this somehow. This weird, I know where people are without looking at them type of shit. I think great DBs got this. I think Travis Hunter's got this. I think great wide receivers after the catch have this. I think Zach Martin, the offensive tackle or offensive guard for Indiana, there's a clip of him from Notre Dame, him playing left guard and just knowing they're getting beat by a nickel pressure. And he just goes, what? It's like a cyborg, just whoop, boom, and then kills the guy. There's very unique athletic traits that very few people have. This is a sign that he's got one of those. All right? But I told you, extender and creator, very quickly can become Will Levis. Very quickly can become Will Levis. We got called for a penalty. So now it's second in a zip code. Hey, bud, what we can't do is put the ball at risk right here, especially in our own back end right here. We can't do this. All right, we can't, just eat the shit right now. Eat this sack. We have already taken it. Don't do that. Don't ever do this, okay? Especially on Sundays. We can't do this. Extender and creator can eat the sack. Eat the sack right now. We'll run the damn ball. We'll pray our defense can hold them to a field goal when we give them a short field after a punt. But don't ever do this in the NFL. Because that's liable to happen. He gets called down, lucky for him. But, all right, look, so I do think there are some lower body tying our feet to our eyes stuff that will clean up a lot of this floating late, particularly when we overstride. We get a little bit opened and our arm can't quite catch up because we don't have one of those special ones. But I love competitive character. I always will. And in my mind, if I were looking at this draft and I say, okay, we don't have a superstar. There's no guarantees by any of these guys at this position. I think I would probably move up late in the first round and probably draft either this or something else. Something that I think has competitive character, has upside, doesn't make terrible decisions with the football. We studied an entire game. We saw one bad decision right there at the end. Doing too much, up way too much in this football game to make a dumb decision like that. I think I probably would. I don't think I'm drafting anybody in the top 10. I like Cam. I like Shador. I think they're better than this guy. I think they're going to get drafted way too high. All right? I think I would probably settle somewhere in that 25 to 32 range and trade up and get a fifth-year contract on this guy and hope that we got both thicks. I hope it sticks. Comment both thicks if you watched the whole thing. Love you. Bye.